How are you reclaiming the lost parts of your feminine soul? Hi everyone, I'm Luminessa Enjara, and I am the host of the new Feminine Rising podcast. And today I just wanted to talk briefly about reclaiming the lost parts of your feminine soul. And for me, what that really relates to is our sexual power. The feminine is directly related to the ability to create life, to nurture life, and to manifest and create through the wet womb, the womb of the universe and the womb of the woman's body. So these are similarities that we cannot deny. And when I talk about the reclaiming of your feminine soul, I'm talking about this aspect of reclaiming the lost parts and our disconnect with our sacred portal, our yoni, and or we say our vulva, or even our punani, which is one of my favorite words. So in this world where we have been raised through thousands of years to actually repress our sexuality, to actually think of sexuality as being bad or dirty, I often have heard TV shows where they always refer to sex as being nasty or dirty. So I take pause when I hear these words, because that really shows a lot about how this culture views sex in general. Now, when I talk about women's sexuality and empowerment, I'm not referring just to sexuality as a sex act. I'm talking about the innate primal power that creates the universe, the Shakti. This Shakti energy resides in everyone, but in women specifically. It is the wild woman. It is the untamed feminine energy, the instinctual feminine. And this, I will have to say, has terrified men for thousands of years because it's uncontrollable. You know, from a patriarchal point of view, nature must be tamed. And women and nature are very similar, so women must be tamed. And one of the clearest ways to do that was to help them to know that they were disempowered around their sexuality. Now, I won't go into the history of how all of this happened and why it happened, because that's not the point. Today's point is to just help you to have a little bit of a conversation with yourself or with a sister about what is sexual empowerment, authentic sexual empowerment, and what is the reclaiming of the lost parts of the feminine soul, which is so much related to how women relate on their sexual power, which has to do with our sovereignty, which has to do with our love of our own bodies, which has to do with knowing and stop apologizing for saying that you're sexy. Stop apologizing for being sexual. Stop apologizing for being too hot to handle, which is what I love to say. I mean, in our culture, for thousands of years, very few women have ever broken out of the mold of being told what to do as a woman. As you well know, in any story around history, you can just see it. In the Victorian era, in all kinds of different ages, women have been regulated to only 3 or 4 kinds of things that they could do in the world. But that has been directly related to the control of our sexuality. It has been feared, and it has been denied. And yes, in our modern day age, you might say it's gone the opposite direction to the point of view where it's almost too much sex, but that doesn't mean it's empowered. So I would just invite you to have a conversation with that, with maybe your friends, about what does it really mean for you to be more sexually empowered, and what is the reclaiming of this power for our feminine soul from this particular perspective. If you would love to talk with me, please direct message me. I'm happy to share some information or just talk with you more. And I invite you to join me and any other guests I might have on my podcast, New Feminine Rising. And if you'd like to know more about how you can become a living goddess yourself, please go to femininerising.com and you'll sign up and receive some free gifts. until I get to speak with you or talk with you again, I hope you'll have a wonderful morning, evening, or afternoon.